Hey YouTube, Gunner here. Welcome back to World Warships. Today, I'm going to be taking a look at the Alabama, a South Dakota class ship. So, South Dakota class, what's it like? Why should you get one? Well, I'm just going to go over the basic stats and tell you what I think of it. I'm going to be comparing it to the North Carolina and the Turbits. So, 15.7 by air, 12.1 by sea. 15.7 by sea, but 12.6 by air. Compared to 15.9 by sea and 14.8 by air. So it's the same as a North Carolina by sea, but it is actually slightly smaller, so it actually gets detected less at air. Now, 27.5 knots, a 710 meter radius, 15-second rudder shift time compared to 27.5 knots, 17-second rudder shift time, and a 760 meter turning radius. So it turns much faster. But the Turbits, 12-second rudder shift time, but 850 meter turning radius, about 32 knots. Now, any average Turbits, 8 dual purpose 105s, 8 dual 105s, 8 dual 37s, 8 quad 20 mils, 12 single 20 mils. North Carolina, 10 dual 5-inch guns, those lovely 5-inch guns every American ship has, 15 quad Bofors 40 mils, 44 single 20 mil Oerlikons. Compared to 52 single Oerlikons, 12 quad Bofors, and a bunch of the exact same 5-inch. Interestingly, even though it has 52 compared to 44, it has a much lower aircraft rating. Looking at the numbers, DPS 158 2.4, 238 4.2, 151 6. Compared to 187 and 2. So, much higher DPS, but less range on the Oerlikons. 191 and 3.5, 4.2 and 238. And 1716, 151.5. So the Alabama's guns do more damage per second, but have less range. Now, 406mm 45 Mark 6. 3 of them in triple turrets. Same as here, or are they? Not really. 180 degree turn time is 45. Dispersion is 293. Compared to 180 degree turn time of 40 and a dispersion of 271. Did you hear that? 271 and 40 compared to 293 and 45. So it's more accurate and the guns turn around faster. However, the main battery range on the Carolina is 23.3 and 21.1 on the Alabama. The secondaries, firing range of 5 and shell damage of 1800. Well, the Carolina has a firing range of 6. That's actually more. Survivability, – 63,000 hit points. Pretty respectable. Yeah, I'm ignoring the Turbits, sorry. 16 to 310 armor. Torpedo, 49%. They actually have slightly more armor. A few less hit points, but way more torpedo protection. Here's the armor on the North Carolina. Great armor belt, 305 and 165. The Alabama doesn't seem to have it. It really doesn't seem like it has that. Its torpedo bulge is 32. Where's the belt? Take this way. Here's the Citadel almost immediately, but here's an internal armor belt. You have to get through an internal armor belt. That's the key. Here's your citadel, but the thing is, look at this. This is sitting on top of it. The Carolina, first off, has a much bigger area, and yes, its armor belt is sitting on top as well. 43 and 19. See this? And more importantly, the size, the area it covers. On the Alabama, it's smaller ship and a smaller area, but it is actually better protected. But the main thing to note, of course, on the side, just look at how close together these 5-inch guns are. Do you see that? Now let's take a look at the North Carolina. That's the Alabama. Here's North Carolina. The guns are much further apart. The citadel is much bigger on the Carolina. Look at where this turret is and this turret compared to the Alabama. Stop that. This turret's further back and this turret's further back. It was, so basically if you pull this one to here, that one would then be there. So it's an entire turret and guns shorter in this area, and thus the citadel. Compared to the Missouri's huge with its guns really spread out. You can't even see the entire gun there or there. But that's the Missouri, which is a Iowa class. And of course, there's this thing which is completely different. But yeah. I've only had to play one game in this thing to love it. Besides the fact it's a premium American battleship and thus get your Carolina's crew, this is just the guy I was with. I'm probably going to get rid of him for my Carolina's crew, which I'm going to send to the Iowa and then the Montana when I get that. But it's a much smaller ship. It turns better. It's just fast. Its weapons don't have as much range, but they do more damage. And the ship has actually more armor. I've taken direct hits that would citadel the heck out of my North Carolina, do only minor damage to this thing. This thing has a good amount of armor. I do like it. It's a decent ship, and it's a tier 8 premium. Anyone knowing anything about wargaming games about tier 8 premiums, they're money makers. The Alabama is no exception. I'm going to get the HMS Hood when that eventually comes out, but however, there's money makers and then there's money makers. Remember, not all premium ships are premium ships. This one is a earned premium ship. 750,000 experience to get it. It was 750 million credits. People just buy it all. I mean, look what I'm sitting at. Most of this came from buying it to get premium time. I got premium time or doubloons and it came with credits. But getting 750,000 experience, not so much. You gotta play the game a lot to do that. The Alabama. It's a tough ship. Not as long range for its weapons, but it does damage with the secondaries and anti-air. It's a good ship. It is tough. It reminded me a bit about, where is it? Yeah. This guy. The Alabama reminds me of the New Mexico. For those who don't know, summary. Here's, where is that? Most per battle. Potential damage. This is the most potential damage I've ever received. Over 2.6 million. That's in a single battle. And it was in my New Mexico. Yeah. The New Mexico. Not surprised that the damage to ships was in the Yamato. This still shocks me. how do I spot targets in my Yamato and get to have it be my most damage upon spotting? It's a Yamato. It has the longest ranged guns in game. But still, the potential damage most in one battle, 2.6 million in my New Mexico. This thing. The Alabama reminds me of the New Mexico. Don't get me wrong, it gets Citadel. I got Citadel, but it takes a bit to Citadel this thing. It's not easy. And I like that. On a side note, what the hell did Wargaming do with this? Wargaming, we can't take this thing out to battle. We cannot take this thing out to battle. This is the April Fool's joke, by the way. This is April Fool's. But we cannot take it out to battle. And we're just going to get a port slot after April Fool's is over. So basically, we got no April Fool's from World of Warships this year. Last year, people thought they weren't going to do it because the game just came out. And then they did spaceships, including the spaceship of this thing. Which is awesome. So, yeah, we got no April Fools this year. I was hoping to get a space battle in this, so. Anyway, Alabama, I think it's worth the money. It's a Tier 8 premium, and Tier 8 premiums make lots of money. And it's tough. And it's pretty decent. It's got the exact same guns as the Carolina, except I think, I'm not 100% sure on this, but I think the third turret actually has better arc forward than the Carolina does. I'm not 100% on that. If it does, then it's a better ship all around. It just doesn't have the same range, but it does make up for it a bit in the damage department. So, yeah. I'm going to take this thing off for value. Take care.